First of all, let's acknowledge that we eat way too much salt. Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, thank you so much for tuning in. Please make sure to like, to subscribe, and to comment, and let me know what kind of content you would like to see from me in future. If you're interested in health and nutrition related content, keep watching. So today we're going to be talking about salt. It is Salt Awareness Week, so I thought it would be helpful to give you some tips on how to eat less salt. So before we get into it, always remember my disclaimer. I'm going to put it up on the screen. Without further ado, let's get right on into it. So of course we live in a country in a day and age where there is such a high prevalence of chronic diseases of lifestyle, and some of these diseases include strokes, high blood pressure, and heart diseases, cancer, and diabetes. So because it is Salt Awareness Week, of course there will be a focus on high blood pressure and heart diseases and strokes as a result of lifestyle. Of course, heart diseases, specific heart diseases can be genetic, but a lot of the cases are aggravated by lifestyle related issues. For example, there's a lot of risk factors that increase the likelihood of someone getting a lot of chronic diseases of lifestyle. So that includes smoking, over consumption of alcohol, a low physical activity, eating a lot of high-fat foods, and basically not eating and nourishing your body with the variety of diet that is necessary. So eating a lot of processed meats and a lot of processed foods. So this kind of lifestyle can increase your risks and be a risk factor for developing things like high blood pressure, heart diseases, and strokes. So I know that we all have family members or suffer from some of these conditions ourselves. So of course it's important to try and change our lifestyles. Salt sensitivity is at the cornerstone of high blood pressure. And of course high blood pressure can lead to the development of certain strokes. So it's really important to try and eat less salt and to try and flavor our food in different ways. So in this video, I'm going to be giving you some easy tips on how to eat less salt. So the first thing that you need to do is to take salt off the table. Salt does not need to be at the table. If you're adding salt while you're flavoring your food and while you're cooking, there's no need to add it at the table as well. That's how we actually end up adding a lot more salt than we need to. So keep salt in one place. But what foods actually have salt? Now, we know that salt is salty. But there is a lot of hidden salt in a lot of different food products that we use. For example, something that I hear quite often from a lot of my clients in the past when I was in my ComServe was, oh no, I don't use salt, I just use Himalayan salt, or I only use barbecue spice, I only use chicken spice. But salt is salt. Himalayan salt is still salt. And all of these spices, so your barbecue spice, your stock cubes, soy sauce, aromat, the list just goes on. All of these have salt. So make sure to read your labels, because if salt is one of the first ingredients in your spices, then you know that it is the main ingredient. It's important to try and actually cut down on the salt. If you used to shake it 6 times, shake it 4 times for a week, then shake it 3 times, then 2 times, until you're only shaking that salt shaker 1 time, or you're only cranking it up 1 time. It's always good to try and reduce your salt gradually and to focus on different flavors that can still give your food that flavor factor and make it still taste just as good as it always did. Because of course, food is for enjoyment. It's not only for nourishment. It's also how we get together and spend time with our loved ones. So it's something that you should enjoy. So I think that it's important in order to make sustainable life changes that are a lot more enjoyable, to make them gradual so that they're something that you can actually sustain in the long term, and to try and find different ways to flavor your food. So let's unpack how we can do that. So of course we have herbs and spices that can be really helpful to flavor our food. Things like lemon juice, vinegar can also add that kind of tangy flavor that salt would have given as well. So that's a great way to also add extra flavor to your food. The next thing you need to do is to actually go for whole fruits rather than juices, because juice is such a concentrated form of any kind of fruit or veg. It can be very high in sodium. Now, sodium is something that is part of salt. It's a compound that you need to cut down on. So it's really so much better to go for fruits or whole fruits and veg rather than the liquid or the juice form, because it has so much more nutrients. So fiber has a lot of protective factors which are really important for your health. Fiber is really important as it can actually help reducing your blood pressure. It can help with controlling your blood sugar levels, and it helps to keep you fuller. It's great for your gut bacteria. There's so many benefits of it. So it's so much better to go for the actual whole fruit rather than going for the concentrated version. Now, of course, you're probably wondering how much salt is allowed every single day. So the daily intake of salt shouldn't be more than about a teaspoon or 2,400 milliliters. Do remember that there is a lot of hidden salt in a lot of the foods that we eat. So of course you're wondering, okay, when you look at a product, what is the right amount of sodium? I'm going to show you this table, right? So this is the amount of sodium which is acceptable per serving. This is the amount that you should be kind of wary about, and then this amount is the amount that is very high. So be aware of your high sodium foods. Your high sodium foods are usually your processed meats. So try and have them be the least part of your overall diet. It's important to acknowledge that eating less salt isn't something that you can necessarily do immediately. I mean, at least not for everyone. So try and make those small consistent changes to your cooking methods and your habits. So I hope that you guys really enjoyed this video. So I forgot to do an outro, so please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and click on the notification button, and I'll see you guys in the next video.